Well, hello there. This is the Soul Sister Monarch, and this is Stephanie, and we are here to do the Aries read. All right, guys, this is your bonus read. It was like 2 hours long. I did it like 2 nights ago, and because it was one whole video, it wouldn't upload. And I know we've all been kind of having some issues uploading. Sometimes my videos upload quick, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they start uploading, they freeze. It just, I mean, it's YouTube and they're whatever. Anyways, then the video got deleted. So I'm doing it all over again for you guys. So I'm sorry that it's taken so long to get these bonus reads out. And get this information to you guys. But I had some stuff going on last week too. Unfortunately, a good friend of mine passed away, and it was a sudden shock to everybody that loved him. So, um, and if I'm like in a sad place or things are going on for me that's not giving me the best energy, then I'm not going to come on and read and do and put up videos because I'm not going to drag that energy into it. So if you don't ever, if you have some big lapses between things, sometimes I got my own things going on, and sometimes I just have to go, I take a breather and I go do things with my kids and my friends, and I have to have me time, because it takes a lot out of all of us. And I don't, we all put a lot of our time into our channels. People have no idea. I do a lot of preparation before I even do every stinking read. I read so much. I have stacks of books. I love to learn. I'm a freak about learning and knowledge. So I do a lot of researching on my own and things before I do any of my videos. But with that being said, let's get moving on. All right. So though this is part one, and then we're gonna have a part two. All right, Aries, March 21st to April 20th. So this is you guys. So we've got here. As the first sign of the zodiac, Aries is strong and vital, reflecting the vigor of its totem animal, the ram. Positive cardinal fire is extroverted, initiatory, and ardent, focusing its energies to get things going. Aries need action. You guys are movers, shakers. You guys like to have fun. You guys can be serious though too. You know how to get the job done. People can always count on an Aries. They have follow through. They tell you they're going to do something, they do it. So, anyways, okay. Your polarity is positive. Your mode is cardinal. Your element's fire. Your planet is Mars. And the parts of your body that you guys need to be concerned about is your head, your adrenaline glands. Aries will have back and neck issues too. Some of you guys will have knee issues. So, and spirit, I just heard, and I have never heard this before, but spirit just said ankle. And I just heard hands. So there you go. Okay, the sun in Aries. Your life purpose is to pioneer and lead the way, breaking a new ground for others to follow. As a courageous and conquering hero, you search for challenges through which to prove yourself. Okay, your planet's in Aries. The planets here will act spontaneously with daring. You like to take the initiative in whatever aspect of your life these planets represent. This is an area of life where you are competitive. If you're on the cusp, okay? Sorry, I should have said that first. So, if you're on the cusp, this is an area of where you are likely to be very competitive, self-motivated, willing to take risks and step into the unknown. Okay? So you guys are this anyways, but if you're on the cusp, that will pull you more in that direction. Okay? All right. So, Aries, okay? Okay, Aries, in the herald of spring in the northern hemisphere, your planets in this sign will express Aries, youthful and zestful energy. So in spring, you guys really come into, step back into yourselves, okay? The warrior. You guys are the ruler of Aries is the warrior god Mars, okay? For the Arians, it is of the utmost importance to compete and win. So, sometimes you guys can be very competitive, and you got to be careful with that because sometimes your competitiveness can end up hurting you, all right? You guys like enjoy taking risks. You're very brave though. But sometimes you guys will seek out danger, not on purpose, but because you guys test the waters and you like to test how far you can push things, okay? And you guys at times will like to prove your strength to people, okay? But that you guys are super stubborn and you lock horns with anyone. Okay, enterprise and initiative. If you have the sun or moon in Aries, you probably prefer to call the shots, be in charge. Now, Aries is the Emperor in the tarot deck, and Queen of Wands. I always associate you guys with Empress too. So, just that's how I feel about it. I also associate Taurus with the Empress too. They're coming out now in astrology. They're talking about a lot of people that are making new decks that they're gonna, like, the Libra isn't going to be the Empress anymore. I will always call it that. That just, it's not right. So a lot of people are going to turn the Queen of Swords, which the Queen of Swords is Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, but they're wanting to make, like, Queen of Swords only Libra. So, like, you guys would only be, Queen of Wands would only be Aries. Where it's Leo, Sag, and Aries. And it's like the Queen of Pentacles. They would only say that's Capricorn, where it's not only Capricorn. You've got Taurus and Virgo energy there too. So I will never read that way. I'm going back from old school, the way that I learned eons and eons ago, probably before half of you were even born. So watch my channel. But I will call it how I feel it, see it, and how I learned it. And if it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, I don't care. So, okay. Impetuous. Planets here thrive on self-generated energy, but can act without thinking. So you guys have to be careful about that because the way your planets align up. Okay. Decisiveness. Aries people are clear-headed and can think clearly in an emergency. And that is very true. Aries have a real innate sense. You guys can sense danger too. You guys have a sixth sense to sense danger. Okay, going solo. With planets in Aries, you prefer to work alone. A lot of you have a hard time being a team player because you like to be in charge, and that's where you thrive and your strength is, and you're very intellectual, smart people. So a lot of times you find people to be extremely stupid and it annoys you. I understand that. Stupid people drive me crazy. Okay, childlike. This sign is candid and sometimes naive. And that is another part of you guys. You can be extremely naive. You know how to play the stupid card and the stupid stick. And it's the funniest thing. You're one of the strongest signs in the zodiac, but yet you guys love to play the stupid card. As an Aries, you can be generally perplexed and intrigued, and in politics or when things do not go according to plan. Okay. I don't know. Really? That happened? Oh. Don't be that person that throws the rock and hides your hands, Aries. That drives me nuts. Ugh. Urgency. You know what you want, and you want it now, or better still, you wanted it yesterday. Okay? Fast and furious. People with Aries, you guys take life right by the horns. I mean, you do. You take it by the horns, and you'll take someone down if you have to. Negative traits. The ram is sometimes prone to locking horns, like I said, or acting like a battering ram. Aries gets the job done, but can create conflict. So you guys have to be careful, because sometimes you guys could go charging forward, and in that charging forward, your reaction instead of response is what people see and they don't understand. So, all right. So let's go to here. We're going to talk about moon nodes. I'm just touching a little bit on certain things. Eventually I'm going to branch out and we're going to have videos and all this and you guys will learn. So if you go, I don't know what she's talking about, I'm so confused. It doesn't matter. You absorb the information in, take it in, it'll resonate with you. Okay, you might not understand it now, but you're going to take it into your subconscious. It's going to lie there dormant for a while. If you're not awakened, you're going to completely be lost. But that's okay, because we're going to awaken you, and you're going to go on the journey, and you're going to be fine. Those of you that have awakened, this is going to start like, oh, that makes sense. Oh, I get that kind of a thing, you know? So just stay on the channel, keep following, get into my videos, go down to the bottom and start from the bottom up. I keep telling people, go watch all the videos. It's not all about your damn sun sign. Okay? It's such a small part of who you are. Your sun sign is the time you were born, and it's very important. However, it is not what you're all about. You have 12 houses and planets all over. You have a birth chart that has all kinds of placements that you don't even know about. You might be in Aries, but you might have Scorpio and Taurus all over in your birth chart, way more heavy than you are Aries. So those characteristics of those zodiacs are going to rule you and take up more of your personality. Okay? Some people go, my birth sign, I don't feel like I'm that person. Well, duh. You need to go look at your whole chart. Check it out. See what else is in there. I'm going to give you an example. Okay. So you have your ascendant sign and your descendant sign. And you have your sun sign and you have your moon sign. So, say you're an Aries. And say you're a Taurus ascendant sign. So your ascendant sign is how people view you, like when you walk into a room, or when you first meet someone, or say you have a job interview, or you got a function, you don't know people. The way you entered that room, the Taurus is going to come out in you, and they're going to view you as such, not an Aries. Okay? Because the way you approach those kinds of situation would be like a Taurus, not an Aries. That's why I'm saying it's really important. You guys can go to Cafe Astrology, and it's free, and get your birth chart done. All right? So I used to do birth charts, but I don't have time. I have way too much going on, so I'm not offering that service. So anyways, I gotta take it off my thing. But okay, so let's get back to the moon nodes. Okay, so you got north node and you got your south node. So south node, your south node is all about karma, past life, lessons that you're not absorbing, patterns, toxic patterns, being comfortable and familiar, even if it's bad for you, but you know how it'll end up. Going backwards instead of forward, okay? You're definitely not in your life purpose. You're definitely not on your journey. And even if you're not in your life purpose or you're in your journey, when you're in the south node, I call it you're existing. You're not living, you're just existing. Now, when you get to the north node, that's where people step in. That's when you go into like a spiritual awakening, and you're going forward into your life purpose, your journey. You're leaving past people, places, and things behind that don't serve you for your highest good. This is when you know what you want, and you're done. You've gone backwards several times into your south node, and you don't like it. And you know what's going to happen. It's inevitable. When you are in your south node, you're just like ding, 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 karma, 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 karma. Oh, send me some more life lessons. Oh, send me another person to screw me over. That is what happens. And you get stuck in those places. It's mental imprisonment. So when you finally decide to go forward into your north node, like I said, you finally are moving forward. A lot of people, their whole, like, everything will crumble and they will have to start over from scratch. I had that happen to me. There was not one thing in my life that stayed the same. My marriage, my home of almost 27 years, my job, because we closed the doors at my job, and that was my family too, was these people. And my kids were both going through a lot of stuff. Even my car. I mean, you name it. And it all happened like a tower that just went, boom, and I had no choice to embrace it. And it was hard. I had some ugly times. I had some scary times. I had some really rough times, but I got through it. And I've come out from that and become a much better person because of that. And I'm very proud of it because I went through a lot of stuff. And anyway, so when you get into your South Node, that's when your karma changes. Now the karma that you sown, that you learn the life lessons from, the karma switches. So now you're gaining momentum with good karma, okay? Good experiences, opportunities, new choices. You'll finally find your tribe with the same vibe. You finally feel like you again, okay? When you go into your North Node, you may go into hermit mode for a while and hide from people and heal. And that is completely fine, okay? So do what you need to do, but and sometimes when you're in your North Node, you will step back into your South Node, and that's completely fine because you can't. I don't care who you are. No one just always stays in their North Node unless you're a monk or a nun and you're living in a monastery, and the environment that you have is nothing but meditating and praying all day, and you have no external environmental atmosphere, relationship wise, job wise, family wise, situations affecting your emotions. You can totally stay in your North Node all the time if the only thing you have to do is pray and meditate, huh? And if you can't, then you got something seriously wrong. So when you are in the North Node, you will go back. But the key here is when you know that you're in your North Node, and you're rooted in it, and you planted those seeds, and they're growing, is that you might go backwards, but you'll go, oh, I don't like that. I know exactly how that's going to turn out. I can see exactly that person's mask is cracking and falling off their damn face, and they're nothing but a dirty dog. And you will snap yourself out of that. You will cut that person off, block, delete, whatever, and you will jump right back on to the train in your North Node, okay? So remember, you guys will have some times of going backwards. You might make some small mistakes too. But you know what? That it's okay. You will realize it and you will correct it, and that is the bottom line there. Okay? Alright, let's move on. So the wheel of rulership. Let's talk about this, okay? So so when you're born, there's certain planets that sit in certain zodiac signs, okay? Now, there's 3 zodiac signs that have 2 planets, okay? You guys are lucky. You don't. Because the zodiac signs that have the 2 planets, that's a lot of energy. And if they're opposite planets, they're combative and they're strong energies, it's hard. So, of course, Scorpios, they have double. Aquarius have double. And so do Pisces. And, I find that funny because all 3 of those zodiac signs are extremely intuitive and psychic. So I kind of think there's a reason for that, however the universe planned that out. So anyways, Mars rules you guys, okay? So the wheel of rulership. Now, like I said, I'm going to explain some of this stuff. It's going to lose some of you. It's okay. Just take it in anyways. If you keep following my channel over the next years and you watch the videos, you're going to catch on and it's going to make sense, okay? All right. So, each sign is ruled by the planet or planets with which it has the most affinity. Traditional astrology only uses the 7 traditional planets, okay? From the Sun through Saturn. Contemporary astrology adds Uranus, Neptune, Pluto into the rulership scheme. There's Western astrology, there's Vedic, there's others too. But those are the 2 common ones that people use, all right? All right, so let's see. Let me see something. Hold on. All right. Using rulership in your birth chart. Everything in a chart occupies a zodiac sign. Each of your planets occupies a particular sign. And so will the 4 angles. The ascendant, the descendant, the MC, and the IC. And the other house cusp along with the nodal axis and any other chart factors that an astrologer might use. Okay? The nodal axis, like I said, is your South Node, your North Node. The zodiac sign occupied by a planet or angle will give us information about the style in which that planet or angle expresses itself. The sign occupied by a house cusp, in other words, so it'd be the beginning point of a house, indicates how you approach the issues and activities of that house. So the sign modifies anything that it is placed in. Okay. Let's see. The planetary ruler of that sign will then give us further information about how that planet, angle, or house cusp expresses itself. For instance, for a person with the sun in Capricorn or Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn gives further information about what shapes that person's sense of identity and how their goals in life will be. Then you can look into Saturn's position in the chart. Say it's in the 7th house. That's the house about commitment, relationships. So that would be at the heart of that person's life journey. Now the sun, if you can be, or if you have Virgo on the 11th house of your cusp, your friendships will be shaped by both Virgo and its planetary ruler Mercury, including Mercury's position in your chart. All right, you guys confused enough? Anyway, everything in a chart occupies a zodiac sign. Each of your planets occupies a particular sign, okay? All right, so Mars rules you guys. So let's talk about Mars. Let's talk about Mars. Where did it go? No. Oh, there it is. Okay. Mars, assertion and action. Without Mars, we would lack the energy that spurs us to action and allows us to further our ambitions. Appreciating your marital style can be key to feeling energized and fighting it. Okay? Mars also rules Scorpio. Okay, your guys' best day of the week is Tuesday. Your metal is iron, your color is red. Mars, Mars in the sky. When it's close to the Earth, Mars appears bright red, making its popularity known as the red planet. This comes perhaps unsurprisingly from a concentration of iron oxide spread over its surface by the violent dust storms, okay? Mars in myth. Greek Aries was the god of warfare, bloodlust, and slaughter. His Roman counterpart Mars, however, was honored for his warrior spirit, courage, and military skills. His image suggests a more disciplined form of this planetary energy. Okay? Mars is a symbol for civic and military conflict, wars, riots, the armed forces, and police. It also symbolizes more peaceful activities like surgeons, engineers, toolmakers, barbers, butchers, anybody that likes to work with their hands or tools, okay? You guys are the most single-minded position for Mars and suggest you channel your energy forcefully and directly. So if you're an Aries and you're not like that, then in your birth chart, you definitely have a ton of earth that calms you down. That is a lot stronger than your sun sign, okay? All right, so Mars in your chart, it can make you competitive. You might feel inspired to compete in a number of ways through oratory or sports, or as leaders, or as teachers, or in battles of supremacy with close partners. You have a natural instinct to survive, and you guys are survivors. You know how to get through hard times. And you also have physical strength. But the heat and the energy that will spur you guys into action is rooted deep down in your spirit and your soul. So you guys have the warrior spirit. Here is the archetype of the warrior and the fighting spirit vital to life. When we are under threat, it is this function in our chart that supplies us with the courage to defend our territory. Sexual drive. Mars also describes its sexual drive. It shows our physical needs in this respect and the universal urge to spread our seed. Be careful there, you guys. Be careful where you're spreading your seed. Okay, your energy. By extension, Mars will also indicate how we express and release physical energy in more general terms. So you guys will love sports and will get, you need to get it. You guys need to be outside too, but you need to move, okay? But you guys love sports, love to be physical, and you like to exercise. Some of you prefer the slow burn of yoga, Pilates, meditation. And then there's tons of you that prefer the fast action like tennis, football, basketball, baseball, softball. Um, Runners, lots of runners, bikers. Your Mars suggests whether your energy is laser-like or uncontained, sustained, or erratic. Now, a lot of you can go both ways, okay? It just depends on if you're low vibing or high vibing. Courage. Mars inspires us to feats of courage and heroism, each in our own unique style. Bravery can be shown in many ways: physical, mental, emotional, and intellectual. And your Mars suggests where and how you might be prepared to go the extra mile to succeed. Under the auspices of Mars comes life: pioneers, conquerors, entrepreneurs, adventurers, athletes. Though we should not forget that in the small ways we each show these qualities daily in our own lives, courage comes in many different forms. We are all capable of great strength. Okay. Since you guys waited so long, I'll give you guys a couple little extra things. Okay, every transit has a purpose and carries a personal message. We are preferred to ask the right questions and engage with what is going on. Astrology can show how periods of personal crisis are in fact testing times which help us to discover ourselves. Become what you are. Okay? Alright, I'm going to give you guys... There's something else I'm going to tell you guys. Okay. Okay, I forgot. Your polarity is positive. So let's talk about polarity elements and the modes. Modes. We were just talking about nodes, sorry. Assessing balance in your chart. The 12 signs are grouped according to polarities, 4 elements and 3 modes. Each is a unique combination of these. This overall balance of polarity, element, and mode in your chart gives powerful information about your personality and what motivates you guys, okay? So, of course, the 2 polarities are positive and negative. And then you have the elements: fire, water, earth, and air. Whoops, sorry, I had a mind break there. Okay, so let's go back here to positive signs. Okay, positive signs tend to be extroverted, upbeat, outwardly oriented. They like to be stimulated externally through activity and interaction. Okay. Your negative signs are going to be more introverted, low-key, sit in the background, and they're focused on interior experiences. They're not major judges and judgmental. I can think of them similar to the Chinese philosophy of yin and yang, equal and complementary. So a lot of the negative signs will balance duality better, okay? So... Too bad, too sad. You guys are just positive. So, just saying. Yeah. Okay. The 4 elements: fire, earth, and water. Fire is bold and dramatic, generating heat and energy. Everything along with enthusiasm, vision, and optimism. Okay. When focused, fire can move mountains, sweeping everything along with enthusiasm, vision, optimism, like I said, and faith. Planets in fire act with courage, having a strong sense of purpose. Okay, you guys, fire rules you, okay? And then there's earth, air, and water. So we're not going to talk about those because those don't affect you guys at this point, okay? So, then let's talk about the cardinal signs, whether you're fixed or you're mutable, okay? So, you guys are cardinal. And so cardinal is begin the 4 seasons of the year. So planets in these signs take the initiative in whatever way it's appropriate to the element. Cardinal makes the first move and needs the stimulus of new projects. All right, guys. So remember, you're mutable, you're fire, and you're positive. Okay, so I'm gonna talk to you guys about there's a place here in Utah. Took one of my best friends for her birthday, and I just took my aunt. I've been twice in the last 4 days. Well, last week. And it's called the Centered Stone. It's a beautiful man-made salt cave down in Spanish Fort. um, there's a man named Dr. Stone, and he owns it. He's a chiropractor. He's been around for a long, long time. He had a practice that was solely that. He kind of grew out of the practice, and he and another chiropractor started researching into the benefits of salt caves. And then Dr. Stone has this amazing daughter-in-law that's super duper creative and smart, and she was very interested. So they went around to different states that had salt caves, which there's not many, and they looked at them, checked them out, did all their research, and then they shipped it. I thought it was Peru that all the bricks came and the salt came from, but it's not. He said something different. So, and now of course I have a brain freeze and I can't remember. But anyways, this whole cave, the purpose is and it opened up right before COVID. And then, I mean, that's when they tried to open, and then because of COVID, a lot of people didn't go. When in fact, it's actually the best place to go for COVID, because viruses, bacteria, and fungus can't survive. They can't survive. And inflammation. So you have your negative ions and you have your positive ions, and they can attack each other. So when you go into there, the healing process starts, and all of those things start to subside. Dr. Stone, I mean, whenever I go in there, I come out, and the only way I can explain it is you feel lighter, you feel better, you have a peace about you and a sense of clarity, and you just feel good. It's not like an overstimulated good. It's just a natural feel good. You just have to go there to experience it. But the minute you walk across the threshold and that big door opens and you go in the cave, the energy just boom, switches automatically. So anyways, his daughter designed it, and there's this beautiful mural that she designed on the back wall that's just amazing. And if you go onto Centered Stone Salt Cave in Spanish Fort, it might even say Lehigh, but it's not Lehigh. You can see the pictures of the cave. So anyways, he set it up, and he has what they're called salt bath sessions, okay? And then there's just regular times that you can go into the cave. You can get on the list, and you go in for an hour. They turn meditation music on. You can lay on the floor in yoga mats, or you can sit in chairs. I do. When I went with my girlfriend, we sat in the chairs. When I went with my aunt the other night, we laid on the yoga mats, and I had two different experiences. Sitting on the floor, I always fall asleep. I was like snoring. My aunt's like, I looked over and you were out. And my head was right at the bottom by all the singing bowls and all of that going on. Let me tell you. And I always have an experience. I have a chief that comes and visits me there in the Palladians. It's crazy because they come and they work on me like a crazy person, and I get all these downloads and messages. It's just the coolest thing ever. But anyways, when you go in there, you have the combination of the salt healing you, and he even has a grinder that's in another room that grinds all the salt up, and it blows out through all the vents. So you're breathing all of that in. Man, if you have any lung issues going on, or bronchitis, or anything respiratory, oh, it clears it right up. If you got sinus crap going on, oh yeah, your sinuses will clear up, and they'll just start to pour out. They always have a box of Kleenex there for everybody. If you are a person that struggles with headaches, it helps a lot with that as well. If you have arthritis, it helps with. Dr. Stone has said he's seen people come in all hunched over, walk in, and after a session, they walk out and they're standing up, or they come in limping from a knee injury or an ankle or foot or back or neck, and they walk out and they're feeling better. When I went in the other night, my back was really bugging me in my neck, and I have really bad back and neck issues, and I felt so much better when I left. But what ends up happening is through the frequency of, okay, so let's get back to the Reiki added with it. So then he has a person or persons that come in, and they're usually Reiki practitioners or masters. And the ones that aren't, they know they're very experienced in um, ancient tools. They're all musical tools. So they're drums, they're horns, they're different things like that. Things that like we don't normally see. But the sounds and the vibrations are just incredible. So he used to have two people when he first opened. This guy was amazing. He and this gal that would come in, and it was the coolest experience. But he travels all over and learns, and he can play instruments like nobody I've ever seen. And the instruments he brought in, I had only seen in history books. And when he would work those and come around you, oh, you could just feel your body lining up. And then there's also sessions where you can go in and do what they call cacao. And that's an ancient, it's like a therapy, but it's cacao chocolate. So it's the real chocolate, the raw chocolate, the good chocolate. Anyways, there's a thing where you drink it and then you do Reiki, and they do the sound bath and how it heals your body, and it's really cool. So I've been to that too, and I haven't seen that offered for a long time. But when we went the other night, this gal, Ashley, she just was doing the singing bowls, and she's very good at it. So she had all of her singing bowls out there, and once she starts with those and you hear the sounds bing off the walls and through the salt, and then coming off your body and rolling off of you, it's just an experience I can't explain, but it's nothing but healing. So once you go, you'll get addicted, and I have a pass. Because I wish I lived by there. I wish I had money. I'd have my own salt cave, man. I'd be in that thing every day, every stinking day. So anyways, so you take the Reiki, you have the Reiki going on, you have the salt going on, and then you have the sound. So your meridians are lighting up, your chakras are becoming unblocked, your inflammation is coming down, and you have all this healing going on. And during this, you're allowed to release old wounds and trauma that is stored in different places in your body. And when we have trauma that's stored and we don't deal with it, it gets stored as blockages all over our body. And then it turns into pain, disease, all kinds of, medical maladies. So when you go to the salt cave and you go through one of these sessions, you're allowed through that therapy to release it without talking. It's the coolest thing, because you don't have to talk and cry and all that stuff. Sometimes though you might. I've been in there before where I was releasing so much deep stuff. It was like about 2 years ago. Yeah. And I couldn't stop crying a bit. And it was because I was just releasing so many inner child, inner wounds from past, present, just all kinds of stuff. But that's what we have to do. So you purge it out. But anyways, check it out, guys. It's amazing, amazing place. But I brought this to show you guys. So this is the salt. And he sells these there as the lamps. He's got all kinds of crystals, just tons of really cool things. But the reason I'm showing this to you guys is because I'm sure you heard me talk about, and other people, about spirit baths, about clearing yourself out. So you draw a bath of water, you put this in the water, get it wet, rub it all over you to start the purification of your body. Then you want to put some essential oils in your water, whatever kind of essential oils you like, that you prefer. I go get a bundle of fresh cut flowers, and I will cut them all up and throw them all in my water too. And then you put this in and that, and you have a beautiful spirit bath. You're cleansing yourself out, and then you're filling yourself all back up with light and love, okay? Just don't forget, when you're filling yourself, after you clear yourself out and you're having the spirit bath, make sure that in your brain, after you've cleared out, when you're filling yourself, you don't want to be an empty vessel, so you got to fill yourself back up with all the goodness and make sure that you protect yourself. Okay? Call upon whatever you call upon and say, we're going to seal me off now after this spirit bath, and this vessel is protected. No one can come into my energy space and harm and hurt me. Mote it be, so be it. Okay? So, I have never had a piece of Utah selenite. I didn't even know we had selenite here in Utah, because I have tons of selenite. This is what probably most of you, relate to what selenite is. And if you have some, like, these here, I have a log of selenite. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like this, it's about this wide, 2-3 feet long, this thick, and it's a selenite log. It is the coolest thing. You put your hands on both sides of it and you can just feel it. But anyways, he has brought in some Utah selenite, and I just fell in love with it. The minute you put it in your hand, you feel it. You're just like, oh, right in your abdomen, your stomach. It's such a comforting feeling. So anyways, I wanted to share with you guys, that's a piece of Utah selenite. Isn't that gorgeous? Amazing. I feel so fortunate that I found that. So then, of course, I've been back a couple times. Each time I'm like, well, gotta have a little guy, right? Gotta have a little piece. And then we got a medium. So I don't know if I'll ever see this again here. I've never seen it at any of our stores that we have around all of our... I've never seen it. So, only seen it at the Centered Stone. So, I thought that was amazing and incredible, and I wanted to share that with you guys. Okay, so I'm going to turn this video off, and then we're going to jump into the playing some cards here and having some fun, find out what's really going on with you crazy people, and that will be part 2. So, don't forget to watch part 2. Okay, see you in a minute.